Yo, hey, hi, it's Tro, and I'm back with another video. Um, so for this, I got something like a little different than my first two. So yeah, but I'm really just freeballing, you feel me? I'm really just going off of my imagination and my mind and give it more of that creativity and stuff. And yeah, but I'm proud to present What If Naruto Was a Hyuga. But yeah, um. without further ado, enjoy, roll the intro.
パンダだって泣くんだ。誰が何と言おうと、猿どもは嫌いだ。虎杖君、あとは頼みます。
虎杖、みんなに伝えて。悪くなかった。
起きろブラザー。俺たちの戦いはこれからだ。
Okay, so this takes place at Naruto's birth. Now, I already thought about it, and I was like, alright, so we're gonna make Kushina and a Hyuga, right? We're gonna make Kushina a Hyuga. And so, yeah, and everything goes the same exact way. Except for how Naruto is raised and who cares for him. So instead of Naruto being alone and hated and shit, right? He wouldn't. He would have a normal life this time. He would be a smart kid. He would be raised right, treated good. He wouldn't be abused. And nobody would know that he's the nine tails Jinchuriki. And that's because of the Hyuga being able to actually build that foundation with Naruto. And despite knowing what he is, it was never a point in his life where he felt like they didn't care for him. Because they did care for him. They loved him. And despite Naruto not being adopted by any Hyuga members, he still was basically part of the Hyugas due to his mother and his father's influence before they passed. So, yeah. So Hisashi Hyuga, which is damn, my bad, I had a hiccup. Which is Hinata's and Neji's father, right? They would take like he would adopt Naruto. Well, not really adopt. I would say he would more take in rather than adopt. But yeah, so Naruto would basically be taken in by Hisashi. And they all know what Naruto is and who he is. They all know that he has the nine tails. They all know that his parents is this. They all know everything about him. But none of that scared them. They all looked at Naruto with nothing but love. Because they understood that the person on the outside and in the inside was never the demon that they saw destroy the village and kill two of the greatest shinobi alive. No, that's not who Naruto is. Naruto is a sweet, kind, loving, playfulish boy who works hard and actually cares about people. He's nothing like the demon fox that everybody makes him out to be, which in this case would have a good impact. And so, yeah, everybody doesn't hate Naruto. Nobody can say anything bad about Naruto because Naruto never did anything. Naruto's always looking out for people and always trying to be there for somebody when they're down. But anyway, so let's have a four. Nah, let's have okay. Naruto. Let's do it like this. Naruto will not be 12 on his 12th birthday. Naruto gets enrolled into the academy. Naruto gets enrolled, right? So does Hinata, Neji, and so on. Now this squad that I'm doing will still consist of the same people except for one. In that particular squad would be Hinata, Naruto, and Sasuke. So as all this went down, Naruto. So as all this went down, Naruto would proceed to walk into the academy, see a boy named Sasuke Uchiha. He's heard about Sasuke. He knows what he's been through. I mean, it's just the Hyuga right of knowledge, basically. And despite this, Naruto would still go sit by him because it's like he understands that pain of being confused and wanting to know why. And in this scenario, Sasuke is still the same asshole, egotistical type of person he is, just like in canon. But Sasuke wouldn't say anything. He would just sit there. He would observe Naruto, noticing that he's different. He has a power deep within that he doesn't have. He would understand that Naruto is strong even without him showing it firsthand. He would understand the fact that Naruto is superior than him. And yeah, but he wouldn't be sitting there taking it lightly. He would be fuming. Or at least until two girls run into the room by the name of Sakura Haruno and Ino. And so they would both be arguing about who's sitting over Sasuke after just getting done with a race to see who gets there first. As all this goes down, Sakura would make her way to Sasuke, only to see Naruto's already taken the seat, and Sakura would be like, "You can't sit there. I'm supposed to be the only one to sit by Sasuke." And Naruto would look at her and would tilt his head to the side. Hinata would watch from above, being jealous that Sakura dared to even talk to Naruto in that type of way. And before Naruto could do anything, Hinata would come down and she would tell her to go sit somewhere else and that it's taken. And this would shock everybody because Hinata's usually a quiet, shy type of girl. But for Naruto, she don't get no damn. I'm gonna be real with y'all. She don't get no damn. She don't get no fuck. She gon' whatever she feel like is necessary to do for her to do for that boy, she gonna do it. Anyways, so Hinata would proceed to tell her go sit somewhere else, and Sakura would just look with a mad face, but knows she can't even touch Hinata. Hinata would beat the shit out of her. So yeah, she leaves, go sit somewhere else with and yeah, just as Aruka walks in and Hinata makes her way back to her seat, Aruka will walk in and say, "Hey everybody, I'll be your Jonin Sensei for this year. I'm glad to have you all here, and I'm glad to see you all doing well." Today we'll be doing some light sparring and just some little target practice to see where everybody's at. Meet me out back. And they would all line up and go to the back. And so as they all go, first up would be for the throwing for like the accuracy training would be Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke would score a 3 out of 5. Cause despite being an Uchiha prodigy, that doesn't mean you don't have much to learn. Soon Hinata would go up. She would score a 4 out of 5, which would impress everybody, especially Iruka. Naruto would finally be called up to the podium. Naruto grabs the shuriken, and he would score a perfect 5 out of 5. The reason for this being Naruto has already mastered control due to his extensive training and being under the care of Hisashi Hyuga. And Hinata would blush and would be smiling in like a proud and more, I don't know, admirable way. And so, as all this went down, this is when Sasuke would proceed to get jealous, but he would conceal it quickly with his nonchalant facade. As all this goes down, Iruka would say, "Good job, Naruto." And then, so, Naruto would be like, "Thanks." Soon they would all get to the sparring. So, basically, I'm skipping all of the fights that's irrelevant and just going straight into Naruto versus Sasuke. Because I know that's exactly what y'all want to hear. Naruto versus Sasuke. They would both step up, and as all this went down, as they stepped up and bowed deeply before getting into their fighting stance. Naruto would assume a advanced Hyuga fighting stance, which would surprise Iruka. He's heard about the Hyuga stances and all of the forms that they have. But for Naruto to take this particular one off of just instinct shows Iruka that Naruto's very, very gifted. And so as all this goes down, soon Iruka would proceed to say Hajime, which would signal the beginning of the fight. Neither move until Sasuke does. But that would be Sasuke's biggest mistake as he moves and pushes his momentum forward. Naruto would sidestep and immediately grab Sasuke by his chest and slam him into the ground with deadly precision. And this would also deem Naruto the winner. And Sasuke would just be sitting there stunned, and so would Sakura and Ino, and every Sasuke fangirl there is would be like, "How did he beat Sasuke?" Yada yada woo woo, right? And so, yeah, this is when Sasuke realized just how outmatched and outclassed he really is when it comes down to Naruto. Okay, fast forward, they all get their teams: Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata. That's what Team 7 would consist of. So as all this goes down, they would go to meet Kakashi, take the bell test. Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, Kakashi would say. And Kakashi would be like, "So, y'all ready?" And they would all nod. And so Sasuke would rush in by himself, but Naruto would immediately grab him and pull him back and be like, "This is a teamwork exercise, bro. You can't even beat him alone if you couldn't beat me." And so dude just decides to swallow his pride for once and say, "Alright, cool, what's your plan?" And eventually they would all assume a fighting stance and proceed to rush Kakashi all at the same time. And as they do this, they proceed to make a distraction. These aren't the real three: Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata. These are clones, but clones that are so perfect and detailed and so controlled that Kakashi wouldn't even notice. Even a Sharingan wouldn't notice. And this would basically make Kakashi believe, "Oh, I'm fighting all three of them at once." No. And he realizes that a bit too late until he hits the water. In the moment he touches the water, Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura would proceed. I mean, not Sakura. Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata would proceed to jump out of the trees. And then Naruto would weave hand signs for a water prison jutsu, as Hinata would weave hand signs to enhance it. And then Sasuke would launch a fireball jutsu. And so they would all combine their attacks. And so, as all this went down, Kakashi would catch this too late. He couldn't substitute nothing. And so that's when Kakashi would get hit. And in the process, Naruto would move so fast that he would grab the bells and throw it to his two teammates. And so, yeah, that's basically how the fight would end. And Kakashi would be like, you pass. And Naruto would be like, "Yeah, we know." And so as all this went down, they wouldn't get no D rank boring type of missions, especially not with Hisashi as Naruto's caretaker. Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata would proceed to get A rank missions. Their first A rank mission being take Tazuna to the land of the waves. They would proceed to meet at the Hokage's office, meet the drunk Tazuna that they have to escort to the land of the waves. And so as all this went down, Tazuna proceeds to badmouth all of them. But Naruto would simply walk up and smack him lightly on the head. But that's the problem. That one little gentle smack on the head would make Tazuna undrunk. And Tazuna, now realizing the power that Naruto actually has, as Naruto would flare his aura just a little bit. Tazuna would be like, actually, never mind, they can take me. And so, yeah, soon they would all meet up at the gate of the Leaf Village, and they would proceed to leave the Leaf Village for the first time as as bro, damn, as ninja of the Hidden Leaf. And so, yeah, they would all proceed to leave, and so they would escort Tazuna to the land of the waves, right? And so, as all this went down, they would eventually run into the Demon Brothers. Sasuke would notice a puddle, but it would have been an awkward type of puddle because it's dead in the sun, and it hasn't rained in weeks. How is it not dried up yet? So he would realize that this is simply just the doing of some ninja, some rogue ninja at that, or some mercenaries, one of the two. And so Sasuke would point this out, and Naruto would just simply look at it and emit his aura there. And as all this went down, when he did this, Naruto would like make his aura proceed to like go into the puddle, and this would cause the Demon Brothers to jump out. And so as all this happened, and Hinata would spring into action. And so as all this goes down, they would like the Demon Brothers can't do shit. I'm not gonna lie. They can't do shit. But yeah, that's what happened. And so they interrogate them. They don't get much information. Besides that they serve a man named Gato. And yeah, that's really it. And so as all this goes down, they walk a little longer before hearing a sword swing through the air and Kakashi proceeds to yell duck. As they all do, one person doesn't duck. And this would be Naruto. Naruto would catch the blade midair, and as he does, Naruto would proceed to look at Zabuza, even though Zabuza was in a perfect hiding spot. All this is due to better, bro. Damn, all this is due to Naruto's Byakugan. Naruto has unlocked the Byakugan early due to his strong genes and connection with the Hyuga path, right? And so, as damn, bro, as all this would happen, Naruto would proceed to be like, "Why are you here?" As Zabuza would finally reveal himself without the dramatic entrance of the sword hitting the tree. Zabuza would say, "Give me back my sword, kid." And Naruto would be like, "You want your sword? Fine." And this would proceed to make Naruto throw it in the river. And Zabuza would get mad and be like, "My sword." And Zabuza would attack blindly, thinking Naruto's just a regular kid. But he was wrong. He's not. He's one of the prodigy of the Hyuga, which eventually makes Zabuza realize that he can't beat this man. But it was already too late for his realization because it was futile as Zabuza proceeds to get trapped in an 8 trigram 64 palms, and Naruto would cut off every single chakra point that Zabuza has, making him invulnerable and immobile. And so, as all this goes down, Haku would appear. She, he would try to use the Crystal Ice Mirror Jutsu, but with Kakashi still standing, that's not going down. And Kakashi would proceed to put her in a Genjutsu. Him in a Genjutsu, which would make him reveal his Sharingan, obviously. Sasuke would question, "How do you have that?" Naruto would be like, "Who cares how he has it? Just focus on your part." And Sasuke would still be questioning this, but then soon the truth is revealed from Kakashi himself, saying it was a gift from his friend named Obito. He died because Obito protected him, and he gave it to him as a gift because he forgot a gift on his birthday. And Sasuke, hearing this sentimental story, would stop being how he is and would actually soften his expression. Naruto would look at this and be like, "Finally." And so, as all this goes down, this is when Gato and his mercenaries show up, only to proceed to get absolutely bodied by the four, right? And they would all get bodied by the four. And yeah, they would eventually take Tazuna to his home, right? And Inari would be there, and they would still have that same interaction with Inari, but Naruto would be like, "Hey kid, can you shut up already? I mean, Gato's already dead." And this would shock the whole family besides Tazuna. Tazuna would nod in acknowledgement and agreement, claiming that he saw the whole thing. He's dead. And Inari would just start crying. And this is when they would all take their leave, go back to the village, get their payment, and that would be that. Fast forward, the tuning exams would arrive. So the tuning exams comes, everybody passes the reading test with ease. So now all they have to do is fight for qualification, right? Well, mm, with Naruto being a Hyuga in this what if, it would be a little bit different. So first fight would be Sasuke versus Gaara. Actually, no. Let's say Sasuke was late, and so this would mean Rock Lee versus Gaara would happen. Rock Lee versus Gaara. So everything happens just like in canon, like exactly in canon. If you don't know what happened, go watch Naruto or look up Rock Lee versus Gaara, and you'll see what happened. So yeah, after this fight, that would mean Sasuke would finally pull up, and Sasuke would be in that all black type of fit. He would have that shit on though. He would have that shit on. And so yeah, Gaara versus Sasuke. The same exact thing would happen in the original. If you don't know what the hell happened, I suggest you go watch Naruto or look up Sasuke versus Gaara and come back. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, the next fight would commence, which would be Naruto versus Neji Hyuga. Both of them being Hyuga and both of them watching each other grow and grow up and turn into the people that they are today, they would both still be cautious and bow with acknowledgement and respect for one another, seeing each other as friends. And so as all this goes down, with that bond that they have, it wouldn't be Neji talking about destiny and fate and stuff. Nah, cause he knows better than to talk that with Naruto. Instead, Naruto would simply give Neji a look, and before the proctor even says Hajime, Neji would forfeit, which would surprise everybody. And the reason for this is because Neji would state that he has no purpose or takes no pleasure in fighting somebody who he can't beat. And this would shock everyone, including the Hokage. But a smart ninja knows when to admit defeat and back off to spare the lives of himself and others around him. And this and this thought alone would make Neji also pass. And so, yeah, they are now all officially Chunin. And so, yeah, now fast forward a couple weeks, fast forward a couple months, Naruto would be out training with Jiraiya. Jiraiya would take Naruto more seriously and wouldn't be pervy. He would hold off on that just to train Naruto strictly. Yeah, soon Naruto masters Sage mode on the first try, and when Naruto meets Itachi for the first time in the hotel alone, Naruto wouldn't be scared. Naruto would already expect and know who this is. And so, eventually, Naruto would proceed to fight both of them, Kisame and Itachi. Now Naruto is smart enough to know that he can't beat both of them at the same time. He has a good, decent, high chance at beating them one on one, but both at the same time, no, because he knows Itachi is a prodigy and he knows Kisame is a water user. So he would block off Kisame in a ring of fire that would be unstoppable, basically. And so this would make him focus on Itachi, and he would try to finish the battle quickly with Itachi. But seeing that his talent and his experience is higher than his, he would be like, all right, cool, I can't do that, so fuck it. Naruto would enter Sage mode, and for the first time ever, Itachi would be outsmarted. And this would all be because Naruto's usage of the Byakugan and Sage mode at the same time. Naruto would be able to create an opening in Itachi's side, and Naruto would hit it point blank with a Rasengan. And so as all this goes down, Itachi would fall and cough out blood. And Naruto would be like, "All right, look, I'm taking you back to the village because first of all, you got a lot of things to say to your brother. Second, yeah, you're just going back to the village, period." And he would look at Kisame and he would rush him, and Kisame would absolutely get dropped. I'm not gonna lie. Water doesn't do much against Naruto. Despite how big and strong Kisame is, it doesn't do much. So yeah, Naruto would proceed to get Jiraiya, find him peeping on women, and proceed to drag both of them back to the village. Itachi in one hand and Jiraiya in the other. By the time he reaches the Hokage's office, the Hokage is now officially swapped to Tsunade. And Tsunade would be in shock, like, how the hell? And Jiraiya doesn't die in this because the reason for that is he's not spending his time saving Naruto. The reason also is because Naruto was there and stronger and more smarter about how he approached it. So yeah. So as all this goes down, Naruto would proceed to be like, "Alright, yeah, I got Itachi and yeah, you know." And so Tsunade would be like, "You got Itachi Uchiha." And she asked Naruto what he was planning to do because I mean shit, he wouldn't have brought him for no reason. And Naruto would be like, "I want him back in the village officially as a leaf ninja." And so Tsunade would consider this and then make the offer to Itachi. And Itachi would be like, "Fine." And this is just as Sasuke would walk in, and when the moment he saw his older brother, Sasuke's eye would flare up with hate, and he would rush him with a Chidori and try to hit him. But Naruto would grab his Chidori and stop it, and tell him that Itachi has something to tell him first. And this is when all the news would finally be let out by Itachi himself about what happened. And this is exactly when all the five Kage would also appear. And hearing this, they would all turn to Danzo. And Naruto would try to use Izanagi and shit, but Naruto would stop all his chakra points. And this would like leave him useless basically. And so as all this goes down, this is when Naruto would proceed to tell the Hokages to not I mean to lock Danzo up. And Danzo is now officially locked up. Sharingan's ripped out his arms. No power, no nothing. Just a feral old man playing at God. So, anyways, yeah. And then soon, 4 years later, Naruto would be 18. And so, Naruto would officially turn 18. And during the Great Shinobi War that take place right during his birthday, Naruto would proceed to fight fiercely against Madara, Uchiha, Obito, Uchiha, and Kaguya Otsutsuki. They would all fight fiercely, especially Naruto and everything else. So as all this goes down, they fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. Naruto would eventually kill Madara, seal Kaguya, and Kakashi would eventually kill Obito. And so the war would be over. War, bloodshed no longer commencing. So as all this goes down, Naruto would proceed to be told by Tsunade herself, which is the current Hokage, that she's stepping down from her position as Hokage. And Naruto would be like, then who's going to be Hokage? And and she would look at Naruto and be like, well, I got somebody. And she would take off the Hokage hat and put it on top of Naruto. And Naruto would realize what she meant. And he would know that he's now the Hokage. And everybody would cheer and cheer and cheer. And Naruto would be like, well, first, before I become a Hokage officially, I got something to tell Hinata. Hinata would look at Naruto, and Naruto would look at Hinata. And Hinata would be like, what is it, Naruto? And all this as Itachi throws Naruto a box, a tiny black box. Naruto would walk in front of Hinata, proceed to get down on one knee, open the box, and present the ring. Hinata, realizing what he's doing, would immediately get emotional, tears welling up in her eyes. As all this goes down, Hinata would realize like exactly what the fuck he's doing. And Naruto proceeds to recite the words, Hinata, will you marry me? And Hinata would just shake her head with tears falling and be like, yes. And so as all this goes down, Naruto and Hinata would proceed to get married. They would have a big celebration and wedding. And ultimately would live happily ever after. And so soon, a year later, they would have a kid named Boruto. And they would look at each other and they would be like, well, this is where this What If ends. I hope you guys enjoyed What If Naruto was a Hyuga. I love you guys and we moving. I appreciate all y'all support and I hope y'all can recommend me some more videos because low key, I got a lot more planned, but I want to hear what you guys want, bro. Damn, my bad. I want to hear what you guys want and what you guys want to see. But yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all for your support and yeah, we moving.